Oh my gosh, this is amazing, and I just want to say you are listening to Wrestling with Savage, the best podcast in the history of podcasts. Max Caster, your future AEW champion. Fucking man. Yeah.
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, project, you lost by the champ. A last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage. SmackDown, hold the title. This is Wrestling with Savage. What?
Wrestling with Savage begins now.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Wrestling with Savage. Tuesday night, we're back at it again. Jay, what the fuck is up? You ready to shock the system?
I'm ready to shock the system, baby. Let's go.
Do you think NXT shocked the system tonight?
I could have rated right now, but I'm just going to save it. I'm going to save it. But
let me ask you a question. And it's funny that you're wearing that shirt because when that team represented NXT, the colors were black and gold. Now that Triple H is back in control, do you think we're going to see NXT shift back to the black and gold look? Or do you think we're going to ride this current pink and whatever?
We're gonna ride it because this is like
the Braun Breaker. It's the Braun Breaker era.
No, but you gotta understand something between both brands, right? NXT original and NXT 2.0. NXT 2.0 is bringing rising stars every single week. Something that the original NXT brand never concentrated on. They only concentrated on top stars. I'm talking about Samoa Joe. I'm talking about your Finn Balor's. I'm talking about your Shinsuke Nakamura's. They only concentrated on one or two stars instead of concentrating on everybody else.
How about Sami Zayn?
2.0 is doing a... Yeah, but he was also a main guy also at Samoa Joe's Shinsuke. They only concentrated on those stars, if you really think about it.
I get what you're saying as far as like guys having success outside of NXT and then coming over at NXT and just taking over. You made a good list of Shinsuke, Drew McIntyre, Samoa Joe, Bobby Roode. I can go on and on. But there were a couple of homebred guys, like back in the day, Seth Rollins, even
but that was more
Big E, Bo Dallas.
That was more.
That's like back in the day.
Yeah, it was.
But there was some homebred guys. But you got to remember, they were doing that because they were actually on live TV during all of that, and this was like the beginning of, because it used to be on, if I remember correctly, NXT started out as a WWE Network exclusive, right? And then it moved over to the USA Network. So that's probably why they were booking all those big stars, because they needed to make sure they were going to get some fucking ratings.
But they had big stars before that, and Sami Zayn and Shinsuke are two prime examples. And you know, I'm not knocking it; it was great, but NXT 2.0 is just bringing rising stars, and we seen that all night long in tonight's show.
Something we never talk about. I wanted to ask you, who's your absolute favorite NXT performer of all time, excluding this year, because I don't want to hear you say Zion Quinn. You know, I don't want to hear you say Grayson Waller. All time, legitimately, who was your favorite NXT champion, man or woman?
Say Finn.
Finn
kind of got me hooked. I heard about him. There was a nice, video package at the beginning, how he came from Japan, and I kind of dug more into it in the beginning and found out he was like, the guy who made the Bullet Club to what it was. And, I follow all those other guys, like the Bucks and Omega, and that kind of drew me interest to him. And then I started seeing his work, and it was just pretty smooth. And he started talking, and I was like, okay, I could really dig this guy. He was a top player in NXT. He had some, can I say, amazing matches with Kevin Owens. Let's not forget the match in Japan, that ladder match. How great was that? So I'm gonna say Finn, man. Finn kind of got me hooked. There, there were other stars too. If it was second, I'd say Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn was also another one that kind of got me hooked. Just willing to fight back, that underdog that's always scraping to get that top prize, but can't really grab it, So he was another one too.
You know who my answer is for my favorite NXT superstar in the last 10 years? You would never guess.
Yeah.
Who do you think? If you had to guess, who would you guess?
I'll say Seth.
No. Charlotte Flair made me start watching NXT, man. Because her matches in NXT and watching her blossom from what she was to what she was when she left, and the incredible matches she was putting on with everybody, including the 4 horsewomen, Sasha, Bailey, Becky, Natty. They were killing it.
You know what's crazy? That she never grew on me until I guess the last 2-3 months when she was about to go to main roster. Then I realized, I was like, oh snap, her work is really smooth.
Nah, I gave her
wow.
a shot the second I heard the name Flair, and I was like, oh man, it got serious. And she had the look. She was tall, strong, much.
She wasn't ready at the time. But
not ready,
she had the look.
but ready to begin training. Real training, and
She did have the look, though.
yeah, for sure. Oh yeah, without a doubt, man. But yeah, she really impressed me. But let's get into NXT. We have another woman starting off the show tonight. One that was sidelined for quite a long time, and I never got to see her in action. Zoe Starr comes out, opens up NXT, says, it feels so good to be back in the ring. You have no idea how good it feels to be in here. I was never really sure if I was going to feel this moment ever again. At Halloween Havoc, I tore my ACL straight off the bone. Doctors told me I'd be out well over a year. That was a really hard pill for me to swallow, but deep down inside, I knew I could beat that timetable. Day after the surgery, I went straight to physical therapy, and definitely a lot of hard times, but mentally, the insecurities, like why did this happen to me? Things were going great. Will you guys even remember me? Fans now chanting Zoe, and she even has the Stone Cold knee brace on, which for me it just adds like an extra layer to your character now, because now people can work that part of your body in matches, and it adds a layer. One fan even yells out, "You deserve it." And it was one fan. I thought they were going to start chanting it. He tried to start the "You deserve it" chant. Didn't happen. Poor guy, whoever that was out there. Now, she says I'm the #1 contender to the NXT Women's Championship. And the only thing that stands in my way is Toxic Attraction. The same woman who almost took my career away from me. Guess what? I'm going to take that NXT Women's Championship around Mandy Rose's waist. And then, of course, Cora Jade comes out, interrupts, says, "So happy you're back, Zoe. Said no one ever." Might be true. Whatever. However you're feeling, says Zoe. Last time I saw you, I threw your scrawny ass over the top rope. Cora says, 1 week you're back. I'm already sick of you. 19 others stood in my way. You have to come back and steal my moment, just like Roxanne tried to steal my moment. Zoe says, I saw your moment, and it's disgusting. You're a piece of trash. That title's not a piece of trash. It shouldn't be put in the garbage. Cora says, you're just jealous. I did more with that title in 1 week than you did in your entire career. She's cut off by Mandy Rose. Comes to the ring. Says, you're all talking shit. You can win. She can win. Everybody can win. And then she starts talking about all the people's records she's breaking. Goodbye, Bailey. Goodbye, Charlotte. Goodbye, Raquel Rodriguez. And tomorrow, goodbye, Paige. Tough promo. Talking about her current championship run. Zoe tells Mandy, why don't you put up that title on the line tonight? Gigi says, you don't get to come back and call the shots. I'll fight you tonight and put you right back on the shelf a little longer. And your dream of being champ stays just that, a dream. Jay, what did you think of all this?
I would have gave it a 5-star, but no. And I'm going to explain why. Starts off with Zoe Starks. Let's not forget Zoe Starks was a former NXT Tag Team Champion with Hiro Shirai, and then she got injured, and then the titles had to be vanquished. So we get all the story. So give props to her that she came back in 9 months instead of a year. Major props to her to come back from like a tear ACL and stuff like that. So kudos to that. But overall, I just wasn't into it. Just like that fan was trying to get everybody into it. I wasn't into it either. I don't know if it's just the look of her. You know, she's only 28 years old, so she's young. But I'm telling you right now, Savage, this woman would have been on her way to be champion. She would have been champion already 9 months ago. It was looking like that. It was on the way until this unfortunate injury. Now we pass it along to someone else. And here she is trying to get the belt back, and she has an opportunity coming up soon. But I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't into it. I didn't like the look of her. I don't know. Maybe she's too manly for me. I just don't know. There's just something about her that I just not feeling it. Cora Jade comes, saves it, thank Lord. She comes out, she gives a bit of promo. I want to thank my protein shake. I want to thank my trainer. I want to thank I don't care either. I agree exactly like Cora Jade. And you can tell right now, folks, she is a rising star. This is the pillar of NXT 2.0 right here. And she's only 21 years old. So let's not forget that, folks. She's only 21 years old. And she just held it down in a promo. And then Toxic Attraction comes. And they even give a better promo. And it gets more interesting. And Mandy Rose is right. I follow her and I see the calendar. And she is going to pass Paige. But I don't think she'll pass Shayna Baszler. Because that's a big accomplishment over 500-something days. But we'll see. Overall, it was perfect. Gigi cut a great promo. She said, I'll fight you. I like the toughness in Gigi. She's always bringing it with her little flower. Loving it. Jade is killing it with the looks. Mandy killed it on the mic tonight. Even with her outfit, killed it tonight. Everything was going well. I just wasn't feeling Zoe, so I'm going with a 4.
Yeah, I'm only going with a 3.5 because I just didn't see the star power from Zoe at all. And I don't see the charisma at all. In the ring, she's pretty good. Actually, I even say she's really good. She takes moves good, gives moves good. But on the mic, there's just no charisma. Nothing that's captivating. Nothing that's saying, hey, make sure you turn on the TV so you don't miss what, Zoe Stark has to say. Obviously, the segment was saved by Cora Jade, who is pretty good on the spot on the mic. I'll give her that. But I can't call her a pillar until she puts some more gold around her wrist. But she's good. She's really good. I want to see if she becomes NXT Women's Champion because she's in the mix. She's in the storyline. And I'll tell you this. If she becomes NXT Women's Champion, I'll consider maybe calling her a pillar. But until then, she's not a pillar. Mandy Rose is the pillar. That's why she's your current champion.
Cora Jade is the most rising superstar we have ever seen in NXT history. NXT 1,
that's not true.
NXT 3.0, it is true.
No. Drew McIntyre.
Drew McIntyre is a 40-year-old wrestler. Nobody gives a damn about, and neither do I, okay? It's all about Cora Jade.
Yo, the Scottish psychopath came back from ICW and had a hell of a run, and he pissed me off. I'm giving him props right now, and all he did was piss me off because he took the belt off Bobby, who then comes to WWE and does nothing except be a dirty dog. So, I mean, what do you want from my life, man? My favorite guys have done nothing but get shitted on my entire fucking life since day one. Okay? Day one.
Cora Jade is the pillar of NXT 2.0. Period.
Well, pretty soon it's going to be just NXT.
It's one of the pillars.
NXT. I never hear them chant 2.0, 2.0, 2.0.
They should.
They chant.
When I go there to Orlando, they'll start chanting 2.0.
You're going to steal my idea?
You said it.
It's fucked up. Now we get a promo from Grayson Waller. Stop waiting for that hoe to call you back. I'm the most captivating star in the WWE, Grayson Waller.
True.
I'm in action, and I'm going to go straight up, embarrass Wesley, just like you all embarrass yourself when you look in the mirror. Tough promo. I'll give it a 4. It was good.
4.5.
No, of course you would.
I'm topping it.
Well, I'm giving it a 4 now. Four.
Four and a half.
Four. Promo, Tony D, Electra, you have proven yourself. Legato has even stepped it up as of late. You're always proving your worth. Tonight we roll into that 8-man tag and we crack some heads. Diamond Mind, you can think this is personal, but this is just business. What are you grading it?
Got a picture of Roger Strong, folks. He's right here, but
He's right there, man.
This is another improvement promo, man. Tony D is stepping up. I don't know if it's the tan on his face or just the way he's cutting the promo, but there's another 4 right here. There's 4.
4? Okay.
Yeah, even Electra Lopez had the look. She had the facials. Everybody, even Toro, the whole team there. Even Stacks, and I don't even like Stacks.
I'm only gonna give it a 3 because there was nothing funny. Like it was good, well done, well said, no mistakes, no stutter, but like nothing that made me like, oh shit, you know, like so just a 3 for me. Match.
Tony D is stepping it up.
Overall, Tony D is stepping it up. My man's in the main event of NXT. He's in the main event yet again. So you could talk about your Zions and your Sangas and your Wesleys and your Apollos and your Giovanni Vinci's, but guess what? They're not in the main event of NXT almost every fucking week. Tony D is.
Tony D will be the next champ.
Maybe.
He will be the next champ.
But I think he's going to be North American champ first.
Heavyweight.
He's going straight for the top.
He's going to beat Braun Baker and send him to the main roster.
Damn, son, that's a bold prediction, but I don't see that happening.
D. He fits it.
He's going to take it off somebody, but I don't think he's going to take it off Braun. I don't think Braun will let that happen. Anyway, we get a match now. Wes Lee versus Grayson Waller. Waller was talking a lot of shit after he tosses Wesley across the ring. Now the arm drag from Lee and another lockup. Waller with a headlock leapfrog over Lee off the second rope. Now a roll through cover by Grayson. Waller off to a very nice start tonight. Waller goes for a backdrop, but Lee counters with another arm drag, goes for a cross body. Waller catches him, lifts him over his shoulders. Lee then counters it all with a nice roll-up, cover, kick out now. Lee with a stomping, mocking Waller's taunt. Wes Lee with 3 arm drags and now a shitty arm submission that just ruined the 3-minute set they just did. Waller goes for a shot and Lee goes for a fake kick, sends Waller running to the corner. And then both men hitting the ropes and Waller comes out with a tough kick to the midsection, taking the wind out of Lee. Now Lee with a Hurricane Rana and a drop kick sending Waller to the outside. Both men outside, Waller with a big shot and Lee comes back with a super kick as we go to break. Back from break, Wes Lee with Irish whip. Waller hops over, knees Lee in the back, which that looked pretty good. Connects with a fireman's carry into a powerbomb that looked very good. Very impressive by Waller. Cover and a kick out. Waller now takes off the elbow pad, which I thought was funny. He's trying to be like The Rock. He's trying to be like Stone Cold and The Rock. Starts slapping around Wes Lee, stomping the head by Waller, who is taking Wes Lee way too lightly with all his taunting and now shoving his head in the mat. We could see Wes Lee looking very upset, who's rising up, slaps Waller, and now a right hand, 2 more shots, 3 more chops, non-stop clobbering, maybe 12 shots total. A nice Itziguri and a Bulldog, now even more tough clobbering shots. Waller basically drops Lee into the ropes. Now Lee with a diving attack to the outside. Now Lee goes to the top rope, but Waller sends him flying to the ringside. Now we see someone stand up from the audience, knock Wes Lee in the back of the head with his boxing gloves on. Looks like Trick Williams. Wes Lee beats the count. Waller with his finishing roll and stunner, the 1-2-3. Trick Williams now standing over Wes Lee. 3.5-star match. Good match.
Che, I must have a different TV, Savage. I saw something completely different. I saw probably one of the greatest matches we've ever seen right now on live TV. And guess what, folks? It was free. It is fucking free. And we had the privilege to see it. Shout out to Grayson Waller. Yeah, I follow you, baby. Shout out. Shout out to Grayson Waller. Let's talk about that unique flip over bridge pin. How impressive was that by Waller? Was that not impressive?
It was.
Let's talk about that beautiful head counter scissors that Lee was going and he countered it to the backbreaker. Let's talk about when he overthrew Lee over the ring. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about one of the best stunners we have seen in the last few weeks overall. Even better than Kevin Owens. He just did it right there on live TV. Let's talk about the way he led a match. Let's talk about the footwork. Let's talk about the right hand he gave outside on Lee that hit him so hard that he just fell down in the knee in front of his family right there, in front of his girlfriend, his wife, whoever she is, right there. Boom! Right there. Took him down. Let's talk about how Waller was very, very impressive. And that sequence when he did the bridge unique flip over was so quick that it was just perfect. There was no mistakes. He made no mistakes. Both guys never did. Let's talk about Lee. Let's talk about the way he was countering into the rollovers. Let's talk about that these guys have great chemistry together. There was no mistake that I seen. I saw something classic here. Waller got the W. You know, I hate Trick Willie with all my heart. I hate him, whatever. But there had to be some interference. But overall, I'm going to give it 4.5.
Wow. I mean, I could see it being a 4-star match easy if it wasn't for the interference. That's why I dropped it to 3.5. It was on its way to a 4-star, maybe even 4.5. But I can't give it that high when there's an interference, not a clean win. But yes, Waller was very impressive with everything he did tonight. And there was one mess up, but it was a minor one. Just the way Wesley applied that first submission. It looked real fucking shitty. They just did a sick 3-minute spot and then just put on such a shitty little submission. It killed the pace. Killed the pace for me. Yeah, that's probably why he's lost. You're right. But again, they didn't let him lose clean, so they still have him in high regards. For some reason. Somebody likes him. Now we get an interview with Rip and Jaeger. Which one's Rip? The bald one, or is that Jaeger?
I really could care less.
One of them is Kane's son.
That's bad.
I think it's the bald one. But what's his name? I think he's Rip, right? Come on, we gotta care.
I don't think anybody that's watching right now don't give a shit, man. I don't care who's what. It's horrible. It's a horrible segment. It's horrible, period. I mean, what are we really watching? They both have contacts, one in each eye. What is this supposed to be? Tell me, what is this supposed to be? Some craft? What are we watching it?
Watching Dungeons and Dragons. We're watching Stranger Things.
Maybe Triple H can fix this for us. Maybe.
I mean, you're not even a little interested that Kane has a son that's wrestling? I didn't know that. I found that out today.
I heard he was fighting in UK, so it's not like he's brand new. He's been in the UK brand for a minute, so it's nothing new to me.
Yeah, but I didn't even know Kane had a son that was in wrestling, is my point.
Yeah, bro. They all got kids, man.
Yeah,
every freaking wrestler got a kid, man.
I didn't know he was wrestling, man. I just found that out.
You're going to see Undertaker's daughter, when you're 60. Undertaker's daughter.
Interview with Rip Jaeger, whatever you're calling him, and Joe Gacy. From the schism, we have stepped into the light. We have crossed over to a road of inclusion, and now we can really be recognized. Joe, seems like you have changed the lives of these men for the better. Mackenzie asks, what do you see in Cameron Grimes? Joe says, I can be that father figure in Grimes' life. All he has to do is join us under the shade of the Schisms tree. Thank you for your time. We appreciate it.
This is really bad. What am I rating it? Nothing. But this is really bad because overall, what did we just see? We're seeing a talented veteran in Joe Gacy who's been wrestling over 10 years into this horrible of a gothic gimmick that I don't know where it's going.
Man, come on, you know you want to be under the shade of the schism.
I don't want to be the shade. I don't even know who's the schism or who's what or Rip or whatever. And I could care less. And
you fucking love it.
I can't believe they're putting Cameron Grimes into this shit. I really can't believe they took a top star that they have right there and they just dropped into this shit. So no rating.
Yeah, well, they gotta do something with Grimes. They can't just have him keep losing the Braun Breaker and getting herbed by JD McDonough.
Go fight JD.
Earlier today, Indy Hartwell breaks up the shit talking in the women's locker room Indy says this is not NXT ballet. This is not a beauty pageant. Grace then says, ladies, I'm so sorry we have to be around that negative energy. Who do you think looked better in this promo?
Obviously, Grace. I can't even buy Hartwell. I don't know. It's just every time she delivers a promo or a sentence or whatever in any video or backstage or in the ring, it's not believable. And it doesn't come from her heart. I feel like she's just doing this for a paycheck.
Same thing like Zoe. Same thing like Zoe Stark. Just no charisma.
I feel like there's no passion. Like, I don't see it through her eyes. I'm not believing anything she's saying. Some of the stuff is just silly, like ballet. Like, come on, what the hell are you talking about? Like, let's fight, let's go. But there's just nothing there. Like you said, no personality, no charisma. And I feel bad. I mean, she's on the list on mine for like such the longest. I don't even know why they keep giving her chances. But Grace outshined her, period. And I'm going to give Grace 2 stars just for that.
Well, hopefully we can have a conversation about this next match civilly. Hopefully this doesn't lead to you just breaking down, crying.
Yeah.
I really hope so. Guys, everybody on the stream right now, thank you for being with us. Make sure you follow us on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Spotify.
Listen, I'm going to start off right now, ladies and gentlemen, right now. I am very fucking upset with the fucking result.
Well,
and if it's Triple H,
we have to give them...
Triple H, then you just messed up one of the biggest stars. But we'll get into that. But
we have to let them hear the match first.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Get into the match. Just get into the match. Sorry.
Jesus Christ. So, this is why we do this. Ahead. We do this so we can come on here and vent our, grief. Match coming up, Apollo Crews versus Zion Quinn. Match starts off with Apollo in full control with a big shoulder block. Now Quinn goes for the scoop slam, but Apollo counters and hits his own scoop slam. Now a flip from the apron to the senton, cover and kick out from Quinn. Now Crews goes to grab Zion by the arm, but now we see the vicious side of Quinn pop up. Nice big shot to drop Crews. Now stomps on a nice old school neck breaker. And now the kick up and pose. Crowd is booing pretty hard at this point. Now he's choking Crews on the ropes. Very nice suplex from Quinn to Crews. This would be a statement victory, says the commentary, and I have to agree. This is thus far the biggest match of Zion's very young career at this point. Now Zion staying aggressive with the submission and control of the match. Now Crews starts to fight back, hits the ropes, runs into the wall named Zion Quinn, who just flattens Apollo. Big Irish whip from Zion, sending Apollo crashing hard into the corner. Now Zion runs in, gets the kick to the chin, and Apollo dodges out of the way. Nice rising kick to the face. 2 nice standing clotheslines. Another clothesline. A kick up, and now Zion up in the corner. Apollo hits the big stinger splash. Another clothesline, a cover, and a kick out. Apollo now with a crossbody, taking down Zion. But moments later, Quinn with the Death Valley driver, the cover. I thought it was over when he hit that DVD. Did you think it was over?
No.
That's a big move. Instead, we get the kick out. Quinn runs in for a shot, but Crews counters. Now we see the code breaker. And then a big time spine buster for the cover of the win. Clean win over Zion Quinn. I only gave it a 3-star match because I thought it could have gone a little longer, and I don't really see the point in burying Zion either at this point, especially to
especially to a guy that doesn't know his place in WWE for the last 10 or 15 years that he's been there, okay? He doesn't even know who he truly is. One time he wants to be Nigerian, now he wants to be American. Which one is it? Which one is it? Now, my turn. What I saw was truly one of the greatest stars we have ever seen. The X Factor himself, the Samoa Ghost, Zion Quinn. This match was like a WrestleMania match. And guess what, folks? We saw it on the USA Network. Let me get right into it, what I saw. All right, and I got notes here. Let's start off with Wade Barrett said. Wade Barrett says Zion Quinn is a bad, bad man, a main event star. The words of Wade Barrett. Vic Joseph said he is the X Factor. That's it. That's all you need to know. This guy is the It Factor, the X Factor, but let's get right into it. Let's talk about that beautiful vertical suplex that Zion Quinn, right on the money. Boom. Let's talk about that unique neck submission that he had Apollo Crews, and he kept dragging him back down on the mat. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the high-fly clothesline that Crews was coming back. Let's talk about, but overall, let's talk about the move of the night that Crews was running the ropes and he just ran into. He ran into fucking Superman. That's who he ran into. He ran into Zion Quinn. And Crews fell right down. A guy that's over 250 pounds just fell right down on his ass. Fucking impressive or what? Let's talk about Momo. Let's talk about how Quinn did that DVD driver that you talk about. How nice was that? Was that not impressive? Let's talk about the great facials. Let's talk about the way that Quinn was selling. This is why this guy has been in the last month in SmackDown Dark matches. And if in case folks you don't know who he is, I'll tell you who he is. He used to play for the Broncos in the rugby, and then he went into the Super League. He was a winger, and that's how he came through into the WWE. We grabbed him. We grabbed the star. We got him. We got him. We got him right here. He's in our hearts. And for this match, even though Triple H and his little ghouls there buried him, they buried him right now. They buried him to a guy that doesn't even know if he's American or Nigerian. They buried him. And that was the biggest mistake that we have ever seen on live TV. I can't believe I'm disgusted. I want to throw up right now. This water that I'm drinking, I want to throw up. It was disgusting. But overall, Zion Quinn has the look. He has the height. He is the Samoa Ghost for a reason. Please follow him if you don't know who he is. Please Google him if you don't know who he is. Overall, even though he took the loss, this match would have been a 5. Would have. But I'm going to bring it down to a 4, just for the ugly finish.
Ah, Jesus Christ. Well, I give it a 3. It was a good match. Now we get an interview with Toxic Attraction, interrupted by Zoe. Mandy says, go back to the UK or wherever you want. You tried to rearrange my face, and next week I don't care. Which version decides to show up? This was so pointless.
This was unnecessary. First of all, where the hell has this girl been? And who the hell is she?
Yeah, I don't even fucking know what the
Nobody
fuck's going on
knows.
anymore, man.
I didn't even know when Mandy's like, you and me used to get at it before I made this. I was like, okay.
Yeah, I have no
I
idea.
still didn't understand. No idea. Pointless. Agreed.
I don't know. It's some stupid gimmick. I think maybe we saw her once on NXT. Like, bother Mandy.
Okay. I guess we'll find out in a week.
Now we get a video package of Solo. He says, Vaughn, I had respect for you, but you had to jump me like a bitch. Now I see how you really want to play it. Let's keep it that way. The streets, my city, your city, I don't care. I don't give a damn. Next week it's me and you in a falls count. Anywhere. Let's get it. Damn, son. I really lost my voice on Sunday, man. Fucking Jesus Christ.
That's why I'm carrying on, just like I did to my boy Zion Quinn. But this video package was great, man. I actually liked it.
For Solo, yeah, it was good.
It was good.
It was good. I'm not grading it, but it was good. It was entertaining.
I wouldn't grade it, but it was entertaining.
Now we get a match. Gigi Dolan with Mandy Rose and JC Jane versus Zoe Stark. Let's go Gigi, let's go Zoe chants going on. as Gigi's going for the win early, staying aggressive on the legs of Zoe, working on stretching Zoe out. Nice roll-up stretch, looking real good in the ring is Gigi. Now Zoe with a 2-inch splash that looked terrible. A cover, now Zoe with 2 clotheslines that both look good. Really good. Really good kick. I liked it. I like the way Zoe hits the ropes. She actually has a nice sense of urgency when going for the cover after a shot. Now Gigi returns the favor with a hard kick to the midsection. Nice triple kick, and now Gigi hits the ropes. Zoe dodges, hits a super kick, and now Zoe with a modified, I would have to call it like a modified go to slip, where she kind of like, instead of doing the fireman's carry, she has them in a cradle position and then does something where they go flying and 360, come back crashing on her knee. Pretty good looking move, actually. I could see somebody stealing that in AEW tomorrow.
We'll see.
I think so.
Sure.
I think so. Well, she hits that shit, gets the 1-3-3. Now JC Jane in the ring. Zoe hits her. Mandy in the ring. She tries to hit her with the title, but Zoe almost catches her as Mandy runs away. Cora Jade comes out to attack Zoe Stark, but now Roxanne Perez is back and chases off Cora Jade, as obviously Roxanne is obviously looking to make a new best friend. Because if you haven't heard recently, she lost her best friend, Cora Jade. Match was a 3-star.
I can't go that far. I'm going to go with 2. I didn't really see so-called wrestling, but Starks is impressive. I know she can wrestle. I've seen her work. The impressive thing to me was Gigi with the surfboard. I thought that was pretty awesome. And, you know, Starks had her moments too in the match. I call it the merry-go GTS because it's like going in a merry-go-round. Sort of like a Jurassic Express ride. So it was pretty cool. It's unique. It's something we haven't seen. It's awesome. But it was really nothing going on.
How can it be awesome if you only give it a 2? I thought it was awesome because it was actually a clean finish, 1-3, and a new finisher.
Because I heard calling spots in the ring, and I didn't appreciate that, and I didn't like the footwork. I saw Start step on Gigi's foot at one point. So I'm really critiquing in the match, and this is a person that is going to fight in 3 weeks for the belt, and I have to take a look at her to see if she has it, and she doesn't. So overall, I'm going to go with 2 here. And the finisher was nice, was awesome, but the match wasn't. And who comes out? The pillar, Cora Jade. Talk about those attacks. But let's talk about the return of another pillar of NXT 2.0.
Stop it.
Roxanne Perez.
She's not a pillar, man. She's a peasant.
Are the pillars of NXT 2.0, and she came out, and my heart was racing. I couldn't believe it, but I was going for more Cora Jade. But this is it. This is what we want to see, one-on-one. I can't wait. Tough decision. I think I know the winner, but overall, this was great. But I'm going to the match.
Let me tell you something. You are literally the only person in the entire world who calls Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade pillars of NXT.
Actually, if the comments below, they're saying the same thing as well. The people at home are saying the same thing as well. These 2 women are going to hold down NXT. We have a new group here, folks. Let's stay alert.
These 2 women are going to get shit on by Big Time Bex and Charlotte Flair for the next 10 years.
Actually, Cora Jade could be Flair, straight up. She could. Let's just put him in the ring.
Stop it.
In the ring.
Stop
Put
it.
him in the ring.
Now we get a video. We got a shot of JD McDonough outside in the parking lot tonight. He has a ticket to NXT. He says he's a member of the paying public. Okay, nice touch. We get a video of Wendy Chu having nightmares of Tiffany Stratton beating her. Wendy wakes up very upset that Stratton beat her in the Battle Royale with her own cup. Wendy now bangs her toe, and now her cup is empty. And Wendy, she woke up on the wrong side of the bed because of Tiffany. She says, listen, Stratton, this isn't over. Next time you see me, it won't be a pretty picture. It will be lights out for you. Would you grade this?
This was probably one of the worst video segments I have ever seen. I mean, what are we watching here? It's more comical skits. I don't know what to call it. The only good thing was Tiffany Stratton in the background, flexing and dominating and beating the hell out of this weird ass character they fucking have on TV. I'm not grading this shit.
I thought they were finished.
Again.
I thought they were finished with this. That's what I thought.
I can't believe they're gonna fight again.
Yeah. Now we get a promo.
They're burying Stratton. They're burying your girl.
No, not yet. I think they're gonna bury Wendy Chu. Hopefully Tiffany can nail in the last, hammer in that last nail in the fucking coffin of Wendy Chu's life and wrestling career in NXT and send her fucking packing. Because she's trash in the ring, trash on the mic.
Here comes some more trash coming up. Go ahead.
Promo. Zoom in shot of JD McDonough in the crowd. And he woke up. I need water.
And he goes into the audience and he sits down. And
he welcomes us to NXT 2.0. Says he's the Irish Ace. I did not get a chance to properly introduce myself to you guys. Or whatever, I'll keep it short. He goes around the arena. He talks shit to fans. Tells them, do you know what happens when he eats popcorn? When Americans eat popcorn, do you know what happens? He goes to another fan. He goes to the commentary. He goes to the timekeeper's table. He takes the hammer. Do you know what this hammer can do? He's being very methodical, very slow. Goes up to the ring announcer, tells her she sounds great. Goes in the ring, says, Braun Breaker, get out here. And it happens. Braun Breaker comes out. Oh, the weirdest part was actually when he went up to Vic Joseph, though. That was pretty cringe. What'd you think about that?
I think this whole segment was a piece of shit.
Yeah, it was funny when he went up to Wade Barrett, though, and then, was going up to his hands and shaking his hand and trying to manipulate it a little bit, fucking with him.
I'm sorry, I can't take someone that's 4'9", walking around talking trap to all these audience members and then talking crap to the commentary.
Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade are both 4'9", but you take them serious.
Here we go. Don't
surprise!
Pillars, all right?
Surprise!
They're the ones that are building NXT 2.0 right now.
Have you ever seen a pillar under 5 feet tall?
First of all, they are not. Second of all, they are the two greatest women we have ever seen right now. Probably more than fair.
I guess you're doing to me what I do to you for Theory. You probably hate Theory now because of me.
This is facts. This is all facts.
Who would win in the match? Cora Jade or Theory?
Cora Jade. She'll beat him with the roll-up.
The fuck up. All right.
Know what she has in the background? She has Commander Aziz. So what is Theory gonna do? Commander Aziz will, boom, Cora Jade with the
send his ass back down to fucking AEW Dark.
And now
Here
he's
comes
the bodyguard of the rising.
Here comes Braun Breaker. JD tries to hurt Braun's hand, but Braun just headbutts JD, knocking him down and making him taste his own blood. JD is now smiling as he enjoys tasting his own blood. Would you rate this?
Why? All he did was chew a blood pill. That's all he did.
Yeah, maybe.
He just chew the blood pill and he just went, This was so pointless. I can't take this guy as a methodical, guy that's going to break all your bones into 1,000 pieces. Let's face it. He is short. I can't take him as a world champion, especially an NXT champion. And his name is JD McDonough. Really? You want to put the belt on him? I can't even believe he's having a program with Braun. It's horrible.
But hold on, wait. Can I say one thing? Can I just say one thing? One thing. Just one thing. It's small. It's small. I want to ask you a question to answer along with everything you have to say. So answer this then. Since you can't take a guy this small serious, yet you're wearing a shirt of a guy who was your NXT champion, and he's smaller than you. So, please, enlighten me.
First of all, don't try to twist and play mind games with me because it's not going to work. Tony D should be fighting Braun Breaker, and he should beating him for the world belt, and then Braun Breaker should move on. Instead, we got to see a short little whoopa that came out of Willy Wonka's chocolate factory, and now you want me to believe that he's a psychopath, methodical guy that's going to break your bones into 1,000 pieces, or he's going to break your collarbone here like Big Joseph? Well, come on, this is silly. And it was silly that he even cut that segment from the audience. Nobody gave a damn. Even the people that sat to him didn't give a damn. Nobody did. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about this match coming up, and I certainly don't. I'm not gonna rate this. This was bad. Not even.
I'm not rating it either. But Tony D's not ready yet. He will be soon. Tonight he did look. He looked a little sloppy tonight during those fucking.
He's not sloppy.
He looked sloppy tonight during those ankle lock rollouts.
You saw something different.
I didn't. I'll show it to you in slow motion. The ankle lock rollouts.
I don't care.
Ankle lock rollouts.
He's ready.
He fucked up.
He's ready. Tony D's ready.
He fucked up twice.
There's a lot of people here that saying Tony D's ready. He's ready. He's ready.
2 more months. He needs 2-3 more months.
Ready. He doesn't need 2-3 months.
He does.
He needs 2-3 days.
He does. And don't forget, everything he was doing that you were loving was all taped. He needs that live experience.
He got it. He's getting it every Friday. He's getting it every Friday, every Sunday. Look, Sunday at All Out, they're going to have a live event too. He's going to get it that day too. He's getting it. He's getting it.
I guess we'll have to wait and see. Chase U, Andre Chase says, what's up with Vinci? Thea says, we saw his car, and then she starts screaming, let me get at him, let me get at him, let me get at him. I'll take care of him tonight. No one talks to the good students of Chase U like that, says Adrian Chase. Nathan Frazier then asks, can I be your honorary flag bearer? And Andre says, yeah, that's a hell of an idea. This is almost as bad as sticking Grimes with Joe Gacy. Like, what the fuck?
Triple H idea. Triple H idea.
Then we get a video replay of last week's debut of Axiom. You're not a fan of Axiom, right?
Why, a UK guy trying to be Spanish like a luchador? No, I'm not a fan. Let's face it. We all know who's under that mask, and he ain't Latin, so come on.
Maybe he identifies as a Latino, though.
Vic Joseph identified him as a luchador just like Wade Barrett when he on his debut. I'm starting to believe we're supposed to take him as a luchador, not a UK star, where he was named as A-Kid.
Well, I guess. Maybe. Now we get an interview with Roxanne. Cora wants to throw away our friendship, and, she wants to turn my words inside out. But throwing the NXT tag team titles in the garbage, I won't stand for it. Here is WWE Hall of Famer Alundra Blaze. Comes in and gives Roxanne the garbage can, and then she picks up the title from the garbage, which, number one, that's disgusting. Taking things out of the garbage. Something I wouldn't do. No good. It was bad. And then Roxanne says these 2 titles need to be held by 2 women that have honor, that are a good tag team. This time, Alundra says it won't take very long. Next week, we're going to have a fatal 4-way elimination tag team match. The winning team will become the new NXT Women's Tag Team Champion. I thought this was very 0-star lame. What did you think?
I'm not going to say 0 because there's a pillar on TV, so I'm not going to go that low. But I thought Blaze was going to prison for murdering somebody. What the hell is this woman doing on TV? And I don't want to see her on TV. Especially when you kill somebody.
She's pulling a Vince.
Drinking alcohol, killing somebody. Get off TV. I don't want to see you. That's all I think about you. And that's exactly what I thought when she came out. And this stupid segment with, let's just pull the belt out and drag, because I did it like 25 something years ago. Like, this is just horrible. Like, let's just face it. It's just bad. I don't even know why she was even on TV. She should be in prison. Roxanne Perez came out, but overall, she couldn't even save this. But she is a rising pillar. I'm going to go 1.
What if it was Roxanne that did that crime? Would you think the same of her?
What you mean by that?
If Roxanne did what Alundra did,
it's just bad.
Would you call her the same?
I wouldn't call her the same because she wouldn't be a killer.
But what if she was?
Nah, that's you putting thoughts.
What
First of all,
What if she is a serial killer?
Listen, I'm being real right here. Let's stop talking about Roxanne Perez, but I'm really surprised Blaze was on TV. I'm super surprised after all the news that I've been hearing the last few weeks. I'm super surprised they brought me on TV. And I didn't understand the point. And I don't like the fact that they just picked these 4 random teams fighting for the belts. Like, what the fuck? We don't even know the other 2 girls that we saw a segment with saying later on. We don't even know them. They never even wrestled. So how the hell are they getting an opportunity? It just makes no sense to me. This whole segment was
It was bad. Yeah, I agree. Next match is Andre Chase versus Giovanni Vinci. Chase is already in the ring waiting as Vinci gets his full entrance as he should. No way did I see this match coming. Vinci abusing Andre Chase with some wrestling. Chase tries to counter and actually nails an arm drag, a submission of his own. But now I'm sure Vinci won't let this last long as he does his triple kick up. But it is going to last long. Much longer than I expected it to. These guys actually put on a fucking clinic. I thought Andre Chase was pretty impressive tonight. Obviously, Vinci's going to pick up the win with a huge clothesline in the last ride for the 1-2-3. But they put on a good match. I gave it a 4-star. It was a good match. They didn't make any mistakes.
I don't go that far.
You just hate Andre Chase, but the boy can wrestle.
The boy cannot wrestle. He can't even tie his own shoes. We all saw that on TV tonight. I'm not gonna go that far. Just because you do a couple arm drags like you're Dominic Mysterio, you want me to believe you're a wrestler? No, I didn't see nothing quite great. I mean, I saw Vinci call spots too, if you didn't notice, when they were running through the ropes. I didn't understand that part either. Both man were exchanging grapples for the point. It was good, like you say. It was entertaining, but I don't know. I wasn't agreeing with you, and I'm not agreeing with the fans saying this was awesome. I don't think it was awesome. I just think there was some nice spots, like when Chase was jumping and Vinci caught him and did that brain buster. You know, that's pretty impressive. And it looked a lot better than it did last week when he did it. So,
well, that's because Chase is bigger. Yeah.
Well, Chase is what, like less light than Apollo Crews, so he did it with ease. So, you know, Chase had his moments. I'm not gonna shit on him completely, but he had his moments. But I just don't think the guy could just wrestle like a straight up match for about 25, 30 minutes. That's where I get worried about the guy. I just think he has some big moments, and that's just about it.
Well, I think this is the longest match of his fucking career so far, from what I've seen.
Maybe in 205 Live. I mean, I didn't really quite watch him, so I can't really say, but it is the longest. But overall, I don't know. It just
what was his character in 205 Live? Was it the same shit?
No, same shit, yeah. He had matches there, that's what I'm saying. So I don't really know. So if this was the long ones, I don't like that. If it was less of that, and a little more clean, I probably would have went a little higher.
No worries. Promo.
Don't talk about Frazier coming out too. Like, I ain't even like that whole part either.
There's no point to even mention it because it was all pointless. It didn't mean anything. There was no rhyme or reason for it, and it was probably the most random moment of the night that made no fucking sense and had no business being part of his career. Unless he's injured right now. That's the only thing I can think. He might be injured.
He said he came back.
Well, the fans were digging him, and he was putting on good matches. So I don't know what the fuck is going on. Triple H probably, you know what it is? Remember I told you he reminds me of CM Punk a little bit? I bet you Triple H and me are on the same page, and Triple H hates Punk.
You just said that on live TV. You're like, you remind me of CM Punk. Oh, man. Everybody's saying no right now. Everybody is saying no.
Young CM Punk, not current CM Punk. I'm talking about Ring of Honor CM Punk.
He reminds me of a guy I saw in Impact Wrestling. I don't know who, but I'm going to go find that person.
No, you're not. We're going to get a promo now from the Diamond Mine. They want to show the world what we've been working on. Diamond Mine forever, baby. You're with it? Diamond Mine forever?
No.
Yeah, I think the diamond mine needs to shut down. This diamond has run out of diamonds. The diamond mine has no more diamonds. All the diamonds are out, and they're out. Roderick Strong's going to be out, and I think Julius and Brutus are going to get the call up. I think you're going to see them on Raw before you're going to see Braun Breaker on Raw. Calling that right now.
You are delusional. The Creed brothers are not ready for the main event spot. Okay?
Well, the
Not even
Usos are going fishing. We need a tag team. Who do you suggest?
They're not ready.
Who is ready? Is there a tag team ready?
Braun Breaker.
No, tag team. Is there a tag team ready?
No, it isn't.
How about Legado?
No.
Really?
No. Nobody.
Okay.
Nobody's ready.
No? How about Pretty Deadly?
No women. No. Nobody.
No. Now we get a promo from not a normal man. We get a promo from a man who looks like he's the walking embodiment of what an Indian god would look like. He's a man who's much more than a pillar. He's a monument to NXT. And soon, your future NXT World Champion. Senga! Who is so happy for Yelissa, Leon, and Valentino. Next week, don't just become champions, he says. Inspire other superstars, he says. Next week, we will hear new NXT Tag Team Women's Champions. Sanga's the man. I wish he would have wrestled. Katana Chance and Kaden Carter have an interview. They're talking about the blatant disrespect. You know how mad we were to see the title thrown in the garbage? And then they get interrupted by Ivy Nile, Tatum Paxley, Elektra Lopez. They all show up, talk shit, brawl breaks out. It was terrible. I think I saw Ernie the Cat from WCW as one of the officials.
Ernie the Cat.
You remember him?
Yeah, man.
He's back.
Legend.
He's back. He's back, baby. Next, we're going to get a match. And Jay, do you want to maybe give us the details of this match of Ariana Grace and Indy Hartwell?
Oh, this is like a quick 10-second match. So basically, the match starts off, and they just do a couple grapples, and Grace does a nice, horrible forearm shot in the back of Hartwell, and they just keep going at it back and forth. And I don't even know who won this piece of shit. Let me look at my notes here. Who won this piece of shit? Oh, Hartwell won with that big ugly boot that she did on the ropes that looked so bad, and she got the clean 1, 2, 3 match. Match ended, and this match was horrible. No rating for me, and please fire Indy Hartwell quickly.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. The ending was terrible. The only move she really was trying to do was the sidewalk slam, and she kind of fucked up on one of them too. And then the half-ass camel clutch that Grace was doing was fucking terrible. Just so fucking bad. 1 star I gave it. Not even half a star. It's shit.
Wow.
What are you giving it? 1?
None.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Now we're going to get a promo. Mr. Stone and Von Wagner. A Falls Count Anywhere. In high school, do you know what Von Wagner did? He knocked out his football coach for trying to take him out of the game. Von already took you out in the streets. Stone, what the hell are you doing? Stone's trying to basically say there's no match. Von Wagner's like, oh, there's definitely a fucking match, man. Stone says, work with me, man. There's a bigger picture, man. He says, who cares? She wants to run off and be a model? Good for her. Shot fired. Shot fired. He says, I'm the street champion. You want your title back? Come get it, Solo. So I'm assuming that match next week is on. Do you have a prediction?
I do, but I don't like it. I'm going to say Solo, but I disagree it should go to Von Wagner. Now, let me tell you something. You kind of crapped on Von Wagner when he had those early matches, and I agree. He wasn't ready. His footwork, his punches look weak.
He's growing on me.
He doesn't know what he's doing. Now, he is cutting one of the most best promos that he has ever cut. Let's not talk about the shot that he gave to Sophia Cornwell, who's now Maxine Dupree. He took a shot at her tonight. If she wants to be a model, then go ahead, be a model. I got this. I love the energy. I love the enthusiasm. I love the intensity. He had it all tonight. I will give this 5 stars.
That's I'm not gonna. I mean, wow. I'll give it a 2.5, man. Come on now. We got a segment from Kiana James. She wants to know what's wrong with the NXT Women's Division, so she's done homework. She has a whole slideshow presentation prepared to tell you what's wrong with the Women's Division. And most importantly, the first part of her report is Nikita Lyons. She's the standout superstar for what a wrong superstar should be. You know, like she's just the wrong person to be famous. Her father was a rock star. Her mother was a groupie. Her education was on a tour bus. I don't care who they're all going over the top rope, says Nikita. They show like a promo of Nikita talking shit. And then Kiana just says, this explains why she's like that. And because of the clothes she wears or lack of clothes, she is not fit to be a role model. I will continue to unpack the layers of Miss Lyons. And I will report back with my findings. Are you grading this shit show? It was bad.
Can we get worse to worse? Because this was what?
This was a 0. I'm typing it. 0 star.
I felt at one point she wasn't even looking at the camera. So I didn't like it. If I wanted to see this, shit, I just go hire Matt Striker and bring his ass back so he could teach me a lesson or two. But overall, this was a piece of shit right here. And I can't believe they're taking a rising star in this woman and they're taking her gimmick and they're expanding it into a shit show point click, whatever you want to call it. Thesis, whatever.
PowerPoint presentation.
There you go. PowerPoint presentation. Look at that. I can't even say it because it's a piece of shit. This was a piece of shit.
She's actually not a bad wrestler. So yeah, it's pretty upsetting to see them put this on her. I thought she had a better direction the last couple of months. But all of a sudden now they're putting like this whole... kind of feels like the franchise, Shane Douglas, when he came to WWF and they made him a teacher kind of thing. Like, it's like you're just taking a good wrestler and just putting a shit gimmick on him. And what's it going to get you? Nothing. She's not going to become famous because of this. So come on.
Oh, they're just burying her right now.
All right, man. You know what? Jay, do you know what time it is now? It's time for the main event. Tony D and family versus the Diamond Mine. And since you think Tony's ready to beat Braun Breaker right now, please give me your thoughts on this match, your grade, and the general direction of Diamond Mine and Tony D's family. And touch on what you think about what Santos Escobar has to think about all this, watching from home.
Well, first of all, I told you Tony D is the star, is the guy to beat Braun Breaker, and will be the guy. But overall, he wasn't really impressive in this match. Let's face it, the rising star once again, and if this was his match to just go and be himself and do singles, is Julius. Julius was the most impressive guy throughout the whole match. He did his release throw suplexes on stacks that looked beautiful. Then all hell breaks loose. All guys are fighting. I do not like Brutus and his cannonball splash. I think they called it a meatball splash tonight, Big Joseph said. I don't like it. It's like stupid. It reminds me of Ivar from Viking Raiders. It's just pointless. You don't need to do stuff like that. You have strength just like Julius. Just use your strength. It's more better than doing silly shit. Look what happened to Otis when he started doing silly shit. We got rid of that shit in a matter of what? Less than a year when he came out on the roster. So let's talk about Julius overthrowing Tori. How high was that? How beautiful was that? This guy is strong as an ox. Let's talk about Damon Kemp. Let's talk about that sequence he had for about 2 fucking minutes that it was so smooth that he didn't mess up whatsoever, just throwing suplexes and countering and grappling and moving and running so quick and running the ropes. It was just perfect. A perfect sequence. I don't know if it was 2 minutes, but it felt like 2 minutes and I saw no mistake. To be honest, this is the most impressive Damon Kemp match we have seen. And we only seen him in tag matches, and we seen it right here. And let's not get it twisted. I hate 8-man fucking tag matches. And I'm sure going to hate this. But let's face it, Damien Kemp had his moment. Let's talk about the Trio Woe spot. Listen, it gets old. It gets tiring. It's pointless. I didn't like it. The merry-go-round kicks. I could have lived without it, okay? I could have saw Tony D just do it from the start, and it could have ended with Tony D. Let's talk about how Tony D led this match. Let's talk about the fact that he called some spots. Let's talk about the fact that Stats looked lost at one point and his footwork was way off towards the end. Let's talk about the nice elbow shot he did to break up the count. So everybody had their little moments here and there. But overall, Julius was the star here. Roger Strong hit the knee on Julius. Tony D, I don't know if they call it forget about it, but I'm going to call it the forget about it. Because he just forget about it and got the pin. But obviously this is going to set up the storyline for Diamond Mine. And they're finally going to break up. They should have broke up, I guess, 2 pay-per-views ago. I guess they're just dragging it along. So they're just dragging Strong's contract so he can get the hell off. So overall, this match wasn't impressive. Tony D was impressive. Toro was impressive. Let's talk about Julius was impressive. Brutus with his high throw on Joaquin up in the air when he threw Joaquin Wild up in the air. That was impressive strength. The silliness with the cannonball, the mess up by Stacks. Some spots I saw a super kick that didn't even hit. There was just some spots here and there that just looked pretty ugly. So I'm going to just go 2 on this. But overall, some people did have their moments here, and I thought Damon Kemp had his moment tonight. If he's there was a star of the night, I give it to Damon Kemp, but it's really the rising star of the night is definitely Julius here. And going into Santos, I don't know what he's dealing. I don't know if it's I guess it's a legitimate injury or maybe he's dealing with something, but I hope he comes back because Legado de Fantasma and Lopez, I know they're trying to stand in, but it just doesn't look right to me. I have to have Santos back. Santos is my dude. But I just have a feeling if he comes back, then they're going to do this whole storyline again with Tony D, and I don't want to see that again. I think you and I had enough of it. I hope there's just a way they kind of just, everybody just drifts on without having a match, but it looks like it's going to lead to that at one point. I'm not a fan of it. I'm just stick with a 2 here. But overall, that's how I feel about it.
Well, I agree with almost everything you said as far as like Julius being the most impressive in the match. All his suplexes were looking like money. He's looking more and more like Kurt Angle every fucking day. I do agree that Brutus needs to stop doing that cannonball, only just so he doesn't get hurt doing it. Luckily, he didn't do it from the top rope this time. He did it from the ringside apron, so maybe that's a little safer. But yeah, he can be using his power, and if anything, he should be looking at Julius and just copying exactly what Julius is doing. And if both guys are just running around the ring, suplexing everybody around the world, their careers will be just fucking fine. They don't really need to do much else. You know, they're wrestlers, 2 wrestlers. They're the closest thing we've seen to the Steiner brothers in a long fucking time. Besides Chad Gable and, what's his name? Kurt Angle's son.
Oh,
Jordan. Yeah, Jason Jordan, another natural talent. Damon Kemp tonight also looked impressive. I liked his spinning power slam. I was pretty impressed by that spinning power slam.
Tilt the world.
Yeah, it's nice. And Tony D with a finish. The forget about it. The forget about it. Very good finish. It's a beautiful touch on Kurt Hennig's perfect plex. It's like a twisting perfect plex. I like it, man. Looks tough. Looks legit. And I give it a 3-star. I hate 4-on-4s just like you. So one thing I'll say is, considering it was 4-on-4, we got way more wrestling in the ring than I thought we would, considering that it was a 4-on-4. So I'll give them credit for that. And they went over the time limit. I think it ended at what, 10:05 Eastern?
A little past that.
Something like
They
that.
had
So
that segment at the end.
it's nice to see NXT do that, man, because it feels more like an old school Monday Night Raw than New Day Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw barely ever goes after 11 anymore.
Because it's horrible.
Yeah, that's true. What are you rating the show? I think altogether the show was good tonight. I think 3.5 is fair for the whole night.
You know, NXT for me is the #1 premier show, so it's been consistent, but it's been on a roller coaster. So it's just gonna go down a little notch. It was 4.5 last week. I'm going 4 here tonight.
I'll give it a 3.5. I was definitely entertained. It was better than most parts of Raw, I'd say. You know, Raw was a little fun last night because of the Tribal Chief, of course, but
it's just crazy how Raw has so many segments like NXT, but NXT just makes it more interesting.
You know, you have any idea what the Dynamite card's looking like?
Bryan Danielson, Daniel Garcia.
We got Jon Moxley versus Rush for the AEW World Championship. When did that get announced?
Oh boy.
Wow.
They're filling in matches.
Thunder Rosa versus Miyu Yamashita for the AEW Women's Championship, which makes no sense. I'd rather see like start off Dynamite with Thunder and Tony getting into it, and all of a sudden they hate each other again, and give Tony the belt already. What are we doing? Ricky Starks versus Danhausen for the FTW title. I can actually see Danhausen winning this somehow. Considering that they let Ricky Starks and Hobbs lose to Keith Lee and shit Strickland, which, by the way, I'm so devastated that I was talking to Smart Mark Sterling for like 10 minutes, and I never even mentioned to him, where's the petition to remove Swerve Strickland from AEW? Do you have it on you? I want to sign it. Would you sign it, Jay?
No.
I would. I'd sign it in a heartbeat.
No.
Bryan Danielson versus Daniel Garcia should be a good match.
Should be the opener.
And Tony Nese and Mark Sterling versus Swerve Strickland in a handicap match. The show says it carries the Fight for the Fallen theme. Dynamite will be live on Wednesday from Worcester, Massachusetts at the DCU Center. Rampage will be taped the same night. Well, I should drive to Massachusetts and just go to that show.
Have fun, man.
You know what's funny? Half the people that I saw wrestle on Sunday were all from Worcester, Massachusetts. They all drove up together to New York to do the show. It's crazy, man. Crazy life for wrestlers.
Less people.
But the people in the NXT have it good. They only got to show up to work once a week, twice a week, maybe. Florida, tapings, videos. It's a good life.
Man, they living it.
We're gonna be back.
Tough.
Are you back for AEW tomorrow night, though? You back?
I will be here. I'll have to keep it real because you guys are too generous with the ratings, so I have to keep it real.
Well, it looks like there's no sighting of Hangman Madam Page tomorrow. No CM Punk.
Thank God.
No Kenny Omega.
It's all right.
And then, of course, Thursday, we may or may not watch Impact Wrestling. I don't know. I'm debating it. I'm debating it this week. I might want to see. You know why? I just want to see if Joey Janela, how bad his eye still looks from Sunday.
Find out if he's going to be there.
We will find out. Otherwise, guys, we will see you back here tomorrow for episode 68 of Wrestling with Savage for AEW Dynamite. And then, of course, Friday night for SmackDown, and Saturday, the night that will be historic. I'm going to talk about it on Saturday. Live at 8 p.m. Eastern with Greek, with Savage, maybe Jay, I don't know. Jay, maybe you come over. We do live from the crib.
Maybe.
Maybe. It's a possibility. We'll talk about it. Everybody have a good night. Thank you for being with us. Make sure you follow us: YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Spotify. We'll check you next time.
And I just want to say, you are listening to Wrestling with Savage, the best podcast in the history of podcasts. Max Caster, your future AEW champion. Fucking man. Yeah.
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, proud to you live by the champ. A last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage. SmackDown, hold the title. This is Wrestling with Savage. What?
Wrestling with Savage begins now.